This is Andy with QualityStocks. Today is Friday, October 29th, 2010. Today we're going to take a look at New Mexico Software Inc. This is a NASDAQ bulletin board company trading with the ticker NMXC. It's a little bit different style of a chart. We do spend a lot of time looking at bottom plays. This is a very low volume. It came up on a volume scan because of this spike. 229,000 shares traded yesterday. So typically very low volume. I did not look at all into the share structure of this. I just make an assumption that it is a relatively low float company. But I do like the look of this big rounded bottom that it's got. Moving averages all tucked in nicely. So we're going to take a look at the lower indicators and see if they're telling us anything. Nice uptrend in the MACD, which would kind of be expected off of this big move. Down here just over a penny all the way up to closing yesterday at 4 cents over the last several months. But we are seeing that the histogram is on the north side of zero. It tells you that we have a bullish cross and that the fast line is leading the slow. This is one of them times that the PPO is almost exactly the same as the MACD. So it's still a very nice look to that right now. ADX down very low, just over 12. Plenty of room for this to try and make a turn and put together a strong trend. That's kind of what we'll be looking for. The positive and negative DI we just got across, but can't put a whole lot of weight into that because they do whipsaw back and forth. What's important here is this ADX starts to make a roll and starts to make a trend up this direction towards 30 to add some strength to some movement. MFI is one of the things we talk about. Trading up over 50 the majority of the time. That's a bullish chart. Again, came back down here, all three tucked together, moving back towards 80. Another example of where we do reference it can trade an overbought or oversold area for a long time. You can see where this held over 80 for several months. So we're going to keep an eye on this MFI and see if it's going to hold over 50 and if it's going to push back through 80. Very strong uptrend, making new higher highs all the time. We're going to look forward to try and push through this level, but right now it's just important that it keeps that uptrend. This is reiterated by the shaken money flow, showing that buying pressure has indeed been overcoming selling pressure for several months. Slight downtrend right here, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's something that catches my eye. It says pay attention to me a little bit. I want to make sure that this isn't going to go down near zero too much. If it does dip down there, not a big deal, but I certainly don't want to see it go down in the red. In a little bit more of a perfect world, we'll see this turn and head back towards 0.50 sooner than it approaches zero. CCI, again, same thing, trending over zero for the most part. Lambert would consider this a buy point with the breakthrough 100 recently, and it would be a hold until it breaks back down through 100 from the north side. But on an overall, basically holding over zero, strong chart. That's what you like to see. Same way with the full still. Most of the time at the upper end of the indicator. Very few times does it dip below 50, and when it has, it's pulled right back up. Again, a very bullish look to that chart. Tricks, of course, long term, very slow. But those that follow our charts know I like to see it over zero, and I like to see it trending upward. That's exactly what it's doing. It's a good long-term indication. RSIs, all holding over 50, which is a good positive sign. Starting to give hints of a little curl, though, so it's something to keep an eye on, see what's going to happen with the momentum in this stock. But again, all three nicely positioned. We want to see if this is going to try and push higher. What I'm really paying attention to here is I like this rounded look to this chart. Even though the volume is low and such, it's got a very nice look to it. It can change rapidly. If there's some big selling, of course, it can be a day like this. It can come right back down. But as long as it holds over certain levels, I want to see it hold right through here, right around 35. Closed at 40 yesterday. It's a little bit more of a stop loss than I like to see, but this is a good area of support, so it needs to hold that. It could come a little bit farther down, but I would never set that as any kind of stop loss too far outside of my parameters. So I'd like to see it hold 35 on any kind of a dip. To the north side, it does have a little bit of resistance right here at 4 cents. See, historically, on this chart, it had a little bit of trouble moving through it. It made the move. It kind of came right back down. And it's had a tough time there at 0.39, 0.4. Yesterday, tried to poke above it, pulled back down. So we're going to pay attention to 4 cents and see if it can make a move through it. The volume, again, caught my eye. We're going to see if this is a prelude to anything kind of a stronger move. But it does have a bit of a tendency to put together days like that where it's not followed up with anything substantial. You see here, nice move, good volume, then about 4 or 5 straight dead days. So we're going to just got this on radar to see what it's going to do with this volume today and over the next few days, and see if it's going to push through that resistance. And ultimately, if it's going to come up here and test this 5 cent area. Of course, very nice gains, 25% move from where it is at this point, which is a very good play. But it starts by making a move through this 4 cents and seeing a little bit of volume continue to roll into it. So New Mexico Software is just going to go on radar up on a streamer today probably and see what it does. As always, this video chart is only my interpretation. This is Andy with QualityStocks. Thank you for watching and trade smart.
you.